Good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Mark McDonald with First United Methodist Church of Batesville, Arkansas. I am delighted to be with you today as we begin a new Bible study together, a daily devotional walk through experiencing God, knowing and doing the will of God. Over the last week, I've shared several different ways you can get this. You can download it onto your Kindle, Scribed. You can order it even on Audible if you would like to. You can purchase it at a bookstore online or in person. You might find it in a used bookstore or borrow a copy from anybody else. It doesn't matter what year you get. There are at least two versions of it out there. And certainly I prefer that you get the workbook. But even if you can't find that, even if you just get the book, Experiencing God, that's something that you can follow through this. Each day, each week, we will have 5 different days of devotional. So you may be the kind of person that likes to get up bright and early in the morning and start your day with the devotional. You can do that. You can start at 5 or 6 in the morning if you want. At 9 o'clock, I'm going to share about a 5-minute devotional time to cover the main point, or at least one main point of each day's study. And if you're a person who wants to do that first and then do the devotional workbook afterwards, you can do that. If you want to do the devotional workbook first and then hear my devotional summary, you're welcome to do that. Each day should take about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, depending on the time you put in to prayer and study and reflection. You can read through this quickly. But the main point of knowing and doing the will of God in this study is developing a real and personal relationship with God. And so today, in day one, as you begin this, it's going to ask you some basic questions about your relationship with God. Are you ready to follow God in the way that Blackaby outlines it in this day's devotional study? That does not mean that you can't go on in this study if you're not ready to answer, yes, I'm fully ready to follow. Being a follower of Jesus Christ is something that happens as we mature in the faith, but there is a starting point. And big part of the lesson today is, like Abraham, we're called to take our faith journey one day at a time. I know we miss being in worship face to face and in person like we used to. Not a lot of people are really in small groups, although I can't tell you how important that is to your spiritual life, to your soul, to be part of a small group. And I invite you to seek that out. Ask me if you need help with that. But one of the other ways that you begin this journey is to have a daily time with God, to be in relationship with God. Just as Abraham was in a relationship one day at a time, he never knew exactly where he was going. He knew directions, but he had to trust in God in his daily walk. And so today in the workbook, it starts off by asking you about your relationship with Jesus Christ, your relationship with God. If you are not at a place where you feel like you can answer that the way you would like to answer it, or don't understand the question, please feel free to reach out to me. Reach out through Facebook or email or call the church office, and let's set up a time to visit and talk about that. Or reach out to somebody that you know and respect that is a Christian that you admire, somebody you want to be like, somebody who resembles the kind of faith you'd like to have. Now, each day as you go through this workbook, and I have one of the old editions, you'll notice that on the side, there are notes on the side. There are multiple scriptures each day. So you can get sidetracked in this and spend hours on this if you want to. But as you go through this, you will focus on the questions that are being asked, and especially focus on the relationship. Each week, you will have a memory verse. And this week's memory verse is John chapter 15, verse 5. I want to share that with you as we get ready to begin our journey together. This is John chapter 15, verse 5. I'm reading from the Common English Bible, which is different from any of the versions of the workbooks, but it's one of my favorites. And it's simple. Jesus said this: I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, then you will produce much fruit. Without me, you can't do anything. Jesus is not saying that you're worthless if you don't have him in your life, if you're not in relationship with him, but to have true meaning and purpose, true joy and peace. What are the words we followed over Advent? Joy, peace, love, and hope. To have those in your life fully, abundantly, you have to first have a connection with God. And that connection with God in Christ is being a full follower. So today the question is a simple one. Are you ready? Are you ready to begin a daily walk with God? I hope you enjoy the study today, and I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9.